YouTube channel. No matter which sports here, we got it covered. Subscribe and hit the notification bell.
Sports to the Bone family. What's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome back to another live show, my viewers and subscribers. Yes, man, check in, my peeps. We have quite a few things to talk about in this one. So as you come in, if you have not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button, and make sure that you give the live a like. Like up the live one as you come in, Couple of things to talk about. Argentina lifting the FIFA World Cup. Messi, the captain, leading his team to victory. I mean, if this is going to be Messi's last World Cup, then he will be walking away with having won the so-called biggest prize in football. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Plus, we have some cricketing stuff to discuss. We would have seen Australia getting the better of South Africa. And in the second innings there, they actually bowled out South Africa for 99 runs. Yes, you're hearing me right. South Africa, they were bowled out for 99. And we're going to talk about that. Plus, we see India getting the better of Bangladesh, and also England and Pakistan locked in battle. Don't know how many of you guys are actually following the career so far of Harry Brook, very talented youngster from England, and they have started it already. You know how the English commentators, how the English media is, they have actually started it already, starting to compare him with all sort of people saying that, how he's going to be great and he's all sort of madness. But in truth and in fact, he's a very good player. Recently made his debut and he has already racked up 3 centuries against good opponents. So, we have to give credit where credit is due. So we have that to talk about. Plus, I would have, I think it was yesterday, I made a video, letting you guys know that it's in January that we are going to be playing Zimbabwe, and we have 4 test matches to go to play against them. Very, very good to see the team will be competing in 4 test matches. So we're going to talk about that. Plus the South Africa series, we want to talk about that also, and we're also going to talk about the West Indies coaching, the process of hiring a coach. I did a video on that this morning, so we can talk about a few people that probably can pick up the job. We know a few that were linked to it, Shivner and Shandopal apparently will not be taking up that position right now based on what is happening. You understand? And Curtly Ambrose is another name that quite a few people, have been mentioning. We also see Carl Hooper's name being thrown in there. You have to remember that Carl Hooper I think he's living in Australia with his family and he's coaching there. So, that would require him relocating and stuff. So we don't know yet still. We don't know. So a couple of things we're going to talk about, my peeps. Next month is just not too far away. So we're going to take a look at a possible squad that can go to Zimbabwe. We have to bear in mind that a few of the guys will be involved in T20 leagues. So, you probably can put together a list of players that would have performed in the recent regional tournament and also the Super 50 tournament that just concluded. You can put forward some names that you think will get an opportunity. You understand? We know that the thing that CWI, what they asked for is for them to play some red ball cricket, some regional cricket, dominate it, score runs, take wickets, and then they can get an opportunity. But with some of the players going away for T20 duties, you're probably going to see other guys getting a chance. All right, let me see what's going on here now. Valistan say, good night, sports to the bone, fam. Blessings. Smith says, manners and respect. Blessings. Vamos Argentina. Kevin D. Oh, man. Brook looking good so far. Yeah, he's definitely looking good. Good night, sports to the bone. Argentina, as I said, the GOAT debate is over. Messi won it. Let's go. So your tour inside for Zimbabwe's Smith is asking. Yeah, man, we can take a look at that. We're going to talk about that. Good night, sports to the bone. Big up. There must be big changes in West Indies team in 2023. Hold up, banner, Blackwood, Brooks must go. It's long overdue, says Kurt. All right. And I am sure that Kurt, you have been advocating for Oshane Thomas and Odin Smith to go into the team right away, right? Sheldon, blessings, Sheldon. Yeah, man, blessings. Very happy Messi finally won the World Cup. Can Messi be considered the GOAT? All right, this is it. Before I go down into all of the cricket argument, this is my thing. You guys know from me before the World Cup even started that I support Argentina, and I really wanted Argentina to win the World Cup, but I knew that people were going to make it more about Messi than Argentina winning the World Cup. Let me just put it this way. I am a Manchester United fan, so people probably going to think that I would say Cristiano Ronaldo is the best to have played. Ronaldo is the best goal scorer I have seen outside of probably the original Ronaldo from Brazil. But in terms of the best footballer, I am not afraid to say it. Messi is the best footballer I have seen. I didn't see Pele and Maradona. So in my lifetime of watching football, Messi is the best player I have seen. And as I said, I support Manchester United. And we know Cristiano Ronaldo made his name right there. But it's not... I can't put the emotions aside. The man is the best I have seen. As I said, Cristiano Ronaldo is good at scoring goals. If you're looking at overall, contributing to a game, dominating the game, I don't know. I don't know how people will say it is close, but even if he did not win the World Cup, I would still think that Messi is the best I have seen. That's all I can say. Sports to the bone, I'm happy that Argentina win the World Cup, says Salman. Good night, Sports to the bone. The South Africa-Australia game finished in 2 days, not 3 days. In 2 days, not 3 days. I think it's 3 days, man. Today, it's 3 days. It's 2 days. You sure? Someone correct me if I'm wrong, guys. But I'm almost sure that game went over into 3 days. Almost sure that game went over into 3 days. Sheldon says Pele is the best to have ever do it. All right. Someone just... Oh, it's actually 2 days. All right. I stand corrected. Mohammed is saying it was 2 days. Man, 2 days? And so how they want West Indies to stop playing cricket? Sports to the bone, I heard they are not going to pick Banner and Seals for Zimbabwe. I think they should play. Oh, I'm not sure where you heard that from, but I can't confirm anything like that because I didn't hear any such thing. I'm not sure. Maybe Jaden Seals is, I don't know if it's an injury problem. Don't know what is happening with, I don't know. I haven't heard anything. All right, so they say it was 2 days. Oshane Thomas is bowling well in the Lanka Premier League. Good to see. Someone actually typed that in the comment section earlier today that Oshane Thomas is bowling well over there in the Lanka Premier League. I will have to see him putting a spell together. What you don't understand, bowling in T20 and T10 cricket is totally different from bowling in Test cricket, T20 cricket and T10 cricket, your paces, you need good pace, yes, and you're only bowling 4 overs. Usually you bowl 2 at the front and then you have a long rest and then you come and bowl 2. You have to remember that putting a spell together in Test cricket when batsmen are not necessarily attacking you, it's not easy. I want to see this young man come back to the level where he can play, but I want to see him playing some if it's even some ODI cricket first, some Super 50 where he has to bowl 10 overs and let us see how he looks from there. Kevin D said Angel Di Maria performance was incredible. I told you guys on the live, the last time we did a live, I told you guys that I support Argentina, but I personally, I don't have anything against Messi. And, I personally, I like to see Angel Di Maria on the field for Argentina. Let us put it that way. I don't want to blow on anybody's glory. And he wasn't 100% fit. So he came, they started him. He got a chance to start and he played for 62 minutes, I think it was, or 63 minutes. And, he won the penalty, contributed well, and then he was substituted. All right. They say he was in 2 days. Okay. Messi say he will not retire. Do you think he should retire? I mean, he's still playing football at the highest level. He's still playing for PSG, playing in the Champions League, the League On, and as you see, he's still doing well at the international level, so there is no reason to step away. O'Shane is looking slim also, says Sachin. Okay, that's nice. By the way, Sports to the Bone, they're really going to play Zimbabwe for 4 tests. I thought it's 2 tests. I thought it was 2 tests, but when I was reading the thing the other day, I saw 4 tests. The initial report that I did a few months ago said 2, but when I was reading it the other night, I saw 4. On the test match, West Indies is going to play over there in Zimbabwe. Good night only. Not sure what he's saying. Do you like Brazil? My team unknown. Yeah, I mean, once you watch football, you have to like Brazil. You know, I watch a lot of football outside of World Cup. I watch a lot of Premier League and La Liga and stuff like that. So I am familiar with most of the players. So when they go off to play international football, you know, I definitely follow them just the same. Sports to the Bone, what do you think about giving the chairman of selectors to a non-test playing person, but someone who knows cricket? I mean, it. You see, this is the thing, you know. I don't think the chairman necessarily has to be someone that would have dominated or would have played Test cricket, but you know, it just so happened that the guys that they have there, they know the cricket and they would have played Test cricket. But you don't necessarily need to have done well in cricket to be able to talk cricket, because sometimes I see people in the comment section saying that you know, on social media saying that sometimes when we see some former cricketers making some comments and talking about the cricket, some people, first thing they will say is that this man was not a good cricketer, so he should not be saying anything about cricket. If we are going to look at it like that, then most of you guys on here and myself, we have not played cricket at an extremely high level. So that would simply mean we shouldn't have any opinion where cricket is concerned. So I am of the view that you don't necessarily have to, you know, you wouldn't have to have played the game at a high level to understand the game, because I didn't represent my country or anything in cricket, and I can say the same thing for most people here, and they understand the game. You know, we have to get 4 super fast bowlers for West Indies. The selectors have been too conservative. Who are some of the people that they should have selected? Zimbabwe, West Indies in a 4 test series, ICC wouldn't allow it. That's what I'm saying, Supernova. I am almost certain that when I did the first report, it was 2 test matches, but then I was reading something on the Zimbabwe website, I think it was 2 days ago, and I saw 4 tests, and I was wondering how, because as I said, I am almost certain it was 2 tests for Zimbabwe and 2 tests for South Africa, but I saw that on their website, so I'm not too sure why that is up, but I can double check though. Sports to the Bone, I can't believe South Africa and Australia playing 2 days. I mean, the pitch was good for bowling. I don't know if any of you guys got a chance to see that pitch. If any of you guys on here do any farming or anything, you know, like when you plant cabbage or, you know, sweet pepper or anything close together and it just grew and everything just green, that is how the pitch look. Pitch look green, full of grass. You understand? So people like Nakia and Rabada and Mitchell Stark and Pat Cummins and all of these pace bowlers, they had a field day on that pitch there. I actually support Spain because of Barca, but I love Messi and I wanted him to win it. Chanting for Argentina, says Kevin D. All right. Zimbabwe versus West Indies, it will be a good test. O'Shea needs to cut a little more pounds. He still looks a little big. Fully fit, I think he can hit 140 still consistently. Well, he just need to do that. Let us see. Morocco did well, very, very well. Sports to the Bone. See how these people bias. Is West Indies took Australia to day 4 and day 5, and these people calling for West Indies to stop play Test cricket. Yet South Africa only took them to day 2, not a peep from them. And you're right, Supernova. I was going through some social media thing today, and I was looking for the popular cricket commentators to tweet something like that, and we saw nothing like that. But everybody, you know, have something to say when it comes on to West Indies. Sports to the Bone, we are going back to club football. Just know what are your thoughts. I am happy to know that probably in the next week or so, club football will be back. As you guys know, I support Manchester United. I know that we are not going to win the league. You know, I am hoping for a top 4 spot. it's going to be interesting because Arsenal, I think they are like, I don't remember if they are 3 or 4 points ahead of Man City. If Arsenal can get a striker and a next midfielder in the January window, then they might be able to do it. But Arsenal might just do what Arsenal does best and choke. And yeah, I am saying if there is no ODI or T20 match going to play over there in Zimbabwe, if I just only test series. Oh, I think it's only the test. Someone remind me. I did the video, guys, but you see, because the videos coming so fast and regular, I don't even remember. But I can check still. Sports at board. All we need for Odin Smith to get, then we go in. All we need is for Odin Smith to get. Then we're going to have a good bowling attack. O'Shane, Joseph, Odin bowling 140. Pace is good, I always say that pace is good. If you're a test cricketer, you need to be able to bowl quick, but it's not just pace, it's sustained pace and being able to work out a batsman. I have never seen these guys playing any red ball cricket, so I don't know what it will look like. I love the pace and I love the idea of having 4 quick bowlers, but I am also aware that test cricket is about strategy and being able to bowl for long periods of time, and I have never really seen these guys in red ball cricket. Would like to see some new players in the test side for Zimbabwe tour. Need some players. All right. So, who are some of the players that we think should get a chance? Who are some of the players? Possible. Do you think teams like Kenya, Netherlands, etc., should play test cricket? Since 4 years ago, Afghanistan and Ireland were the last 2 to play test cricket. Maybe not as yet. But what I would say is, if they are able to give them some more competitive games in if it's even T20 or 50 over cricket, it might grow the love for cricket in the country, in the different countries that you just called, and then they might work their way up to the test level. Time for King, Cornwall, O'Shane, Odin, Shepherd, Devon against Zimbabwe and South Africa in test. Time for changes, says Kurt. West Indies need fast bowlers and technical batsmen. Mohammed reminding us that we have 54 people watching the live and only 5 likes. Go ahead and like up the video, guys. Like up the video. Come on. Like up the thing, man. When this lady is going along good so far. What do you mean by going along good? I'm almost certain that they lost both series to England. Yet, so what do you mean by they are going on good? At this point, everyone should play all formats of cricket. Because Sports to the Bone, good win for your team, Argentina. Yeah, Nelson, that is the way how we do it, Sports to the Bone, I think the West Indies should give Zimbabwe a whitewash if is a 4 test. As I said, the first report I did, I said 2, but then I went back and I looked on the Zimbabwe website and I saw 4. So hopefully in due time I can get some clarification. But I won't jump ahead of myself and say we're going to whitewash them as yet, because I know West Indies. Good night to everyone as well. One love. Blessings. The goalkeeping, the gatekeeping is in the longer format of cricket, says Akeem. All right, Sports to the Bone. I am not Sports to the Bone, if I'm not mistaken, Man U and Barca are playing next year. Barca fan here. Play next year. What are you talking about? You're talking about the Europa League. What are you talking about? Europa League or Champions League? Sports to the Bone, congrats on your team Argentina lifting the trophy. Messi is now the GOAT, and Di Maria gets his well-deserved World Cup trophy. Mbappe is a special player. 12 World Cup goals already. Special indeed. As I saw, you wrote it in the comment section earlier today. It's really tough when you score a hat-trick in a World Cup final and still don't win the World Cup. But it's just one of them thing there. And as we know, Di Maria is always working hard for Argentina. Sports to the Bone, the Gunners are 5 points ahead of Man City, so no team will catch. But I'm a Chelsea man still. It's 5 points ahead. You really think Arsenal going to keep it up? I mean, they are playing good football now, don't get me wrong. But I have to see it first. But why I'm not going to totally doubt them is a new crop of players. You understand? Different mindset. It's not the same old set of players that they had before, like Promoter Soccer. the Lacazette and the Ozil and these guys. No disrespect to Ozil, but it's a new set of guys under this coach and things. So I could say, in the BBL, it was hilarious to see Sydney Thunder ball out for 15, lowest T20 score ever. Yeah, man, they got ball out for 15. Through the covers, don't underestimate the Zimbabwe. They might surprise us. And when it comes down to cricket, nothing surprise me anymore. So, I don't know if O'Shane can bowl in test. He looks tired after 2 overs. That is the thing, guys. That is the thing, We see the pace and we love the pace, but at the same time, we see the pace and we love the pace, but at the same time, we have to look and understand that it's test cricket. You have to be able to bowl 20 overs in quick succession. The captain going to give you the ball and say, listen, I want 9 straight overs from you. Then you get a break and you say, come back, give me 6. Then you come back and say, give me 5. These guys, I don't know, I don't know. Oh, okay, they are playing, okay. Chucking says, my Zimbabwe 11, Brathwaite, Shandapal, King, Hope, Carty, Kyle Mayers, Imlak, Cornwall, Joseph, Moti, Phillips. All right, so no Seals, no Roach, no Holder. The one series that they failed, we are throwing them away. The Pacers. All right, I hear you. Sports in the Bond, they are playing well tonight when the women's team wins. Tonight, I hope you include in your morning update. Yeah, man, definitely. Because I mean, they have suffered some wicked defeat over the last couple of days, and I haven't gotten a chance to say anything. But you are saying when they win, so it simply means they are on their way to victory, huh? They are on their way to victory. All right. Okay. Mr. Lover said, Mr. Lover, I am sure you don't support Argentina. Now worry with the bandwagon thing in my own. West Indies women playing now. Okay. You probably already answered it, but does this World Cup win end the GOAT debate? Well, welcome back, Sachin. Haven't seen you in a while now. I'm happy to know that you are doing okay. This is it, Sachin. As I said, I am a Manchester United supporter. Cristiano Ronaldo made his name there, and I know I will get a lot of thumbs down for this. But watching soccer or watching people, let me start calling things soccer. Watching football, I haven't seen a better player than Lionel Messi in all honesty. The Zinedine Zidane, the Ronaldinho, and all of these guys that I would have seen, Cristiano Ronaldo, all of these guys are good. But in terms of, I don't think I have seen. I didn't see Maradona and Pele and them guys. I'm talking about what I have seen out of my 2 eyes. I don't see anybody better than Messi. And this was even before the World Cup. You understand? And you guys would know it's not because of the World Cup why I'm saying this. Sports and Bond, I think they should use the same squad for both Zimbabwe and South Africa. All right. Okay, I hear it. I say Messi on the scoring penalty. Okay. All right. Argentina got Fantan penalty today. Yeah. I don't care what anyone says. The World Cup final today was the greatest final of all time. It's the best I have seen. It's definitely the best that I have seen, in all honesty, To get 6 goals, to get 6 goals and then penalty shootout is, it was breathtaking. Zimbabwe better than West Indies. Facts is facts. Hooper said we have lower to go, and I agree. Losing to Zimbabwe in test series is as low as it gets. King and Shepherd needs a test call-up ASAP to boost the weak batting lineup. The weak link in is the 3, 4, and 5 batting spot. The main problem, Mr. Problem, also, we need fast bowlers. All right. Okay, so that means Romario Shepherd is being picked as a specialist batsman for the test team, because I can understand King, but okay, so you're picking both of these guys as specialist batsmen. All right, Travis says, I know Shea Hope has failed a lot, but at this stage he has to be a better option than Brooks and Banner. King should also get a look in. And that is the thing, Travis. It might be a better option, but the best thing to do is to outperform these guys in the weaker format, which is for the regional tournament, and then you will be selected. That is what I'm saying. I am not saying Shea Hope should never ever be selected again. What I'm saying is this: the Devon Thomas, the Raymond Reef, and all of these guys, they consistently up on the Brooks. They consistently outperform. And I know some people might say, well, he has been, Hope is tested and proven at the highest level already. But what he needs to do, outperform the players at the regional level. And I have no problem. I will kick out anybody out of the team and put him in because I know that he has the ability. But outperform the guys and show that you should get the spot. Sports to the Bone, I went to Google the other day that West Indies will play Australia. Sports to the Bone, I went to Google the other day that West Indies will play Australia again, 2 tests, and after that Pakistan for 3 tests, England for 3 tests, South Africa for tests, Bangladesh for 2 tests. All right. My 11 for Zimbabwe is not throwing away the bowlers, but remember we have South Africa to play in February. So those players will be rested, but the batting can't be the same. All right. I hear you. Just being busy with work, school, and everything lately, man. We'll be back though. All right, Sachin, blessings. I figured that you had school and work and all of that going on. All right, Sachin, big up yourself. After South Africa, wondering why who will be next? Who will be next? Somebody just posted that. Gabriel and Paul, King, Carty, Hope, all can get called up to Zimbabwe tour. All right. Real GOAT, Ronaldo, Curry GOAT, Messi. All right, I hear you. Given there is a South Africa league going on in January, I doubt we will see Brandon King versus Zimbabwe unless it's 1 match. Exactly. That is what I was saying, that some of these guys probably will not be available. The Brandon King, probably the Motis of the world, the Akil Hussein that we want to see in Test cricket. Some of these guys will not be available. All right. Pleasant evening, Sports to the Bone. What is your thoughts on the first test between South Africa and Australia? Rupert, we have been discussing that. I think it was a pace bowling pitch, and I was able to see a couple hours of the game, and the pitch was green. It was good to see the pace bowlers in action. It was good to see people like Marnus Lamashane, Steve Smith, and these guys being roughed up. But it was a shame to see the game finish in 2 days. But Sports to the Bone, I don't understand why Australia would prepare a whole jungle pitch for South Africa versus Australia. Both have world-class pace bowling, so why play into South Africa hands? I don't know. Maybe they thought their batsmen would be able to handle it, to handle Nakia, Ngidi, and Rabada, and South Africa would not be able to handle their bowlers. That I was wondering the same thing today when I was looking at the highlights, and that is the only thing I came up with, that they thought their bowlers would be able to handle it, but that pitch was something else. Travis, I agree with you. Hope and King would fill in Brathwaite week 3, Brittle week 3 and 4 batting spot. Sports to the Bone, La Liga starting next week. And I watch La Liga though, but in all honesty, I don't watch it as much as I watch the English Premier League. I watch English Premier League every Saturday once I am home, and Sundays either before church or after church, or if I don't go to church, I watch it for the entire day. I don't really I watch La Liga, but if I am being honest, the Premier League is the one that I follow religiously. Super number 22 because of the weakness in their batting. Okay. Sports to the Bone, South Africa top batsmen are weak. Yeah. Hope has outperformed Banner and Brooks in the last 2 years in first class cricket. However, his issue has been that he has failed whenever given the opportunity in test. Look at his few. But that is the thing, Travis. If we're going to talk about Banner and Brooks, when these guys get the opportunity in test, not saying that they consistently make 100 or whatever, but these guys sometimes make 50s, and these guys sometimes make 40s, and Shea Hope is not making anything at all. The other 2 guys in Devon Thomas and Raymond Reef, I'm not sure if Shea Hope has outperformed those 2 guys in the last 2 years. Without even looking back, I am almost certain that Devon Thomas and Raymond Reef, both men, have actually outperformed him. But I am a She-Hope fan, but I don't know what's going on. I just tuned in. Don't know if anyone follow Australia and South Africa. South Africa get beat in 2 days. West Indies. Yeah, Philip, we were discussing that earlier. Sports to the bone. Stronger priority should be given more regional to the sports to the bone. Stronger priority should be given more regional to the 4-day cricket and the development of cricket in West Indies. You are right. Your thoughts on the whole entire World Cup? What you stand out? Okay, who's your standout player, team? Understand? Standout player and team. What surprised you? How the World Cup was run? So and okay. All right. So in terms of the World Cup, I personally going into the World Cup, I wasn't happy because, as I said, I watch a lot of Premier League, and I wasn't happy that in the middle of the season they had to break it to go into the World Cup, because I figured that a lot of players going to get injured coming up back after the World Cup. But in terms of how they ran the World Cup, I must say they did a fairly good job based on what I can see. I don't know the politics that was behind it. The surprise, probably if you watch a lot of football, you wouldn't say it's surprising. But in terms of World Cup, the surprise for me would have been Morocco making it all the way to where they went with a strong defense. We know how solid they are. Probably what shocked me the most, this will probably come surprising to you guys, is Denmark. I thought Denmark would have done much better than they did. Not so much for Germany and Spain and all of them teams. The standout player for me, the youngster that plays in the midfield for Borussia Dortmund, Jude Bellingham. He looked really good before England was kicked out. Jude Bellingham looked good. The youngster that plays in the midfield for France also, I think it's True he's called. He looked good. Yeah, those were the two standout. Not saying, I mean, there were quite a few players that did well. But, the games that I watched, as you guys know, I have to work in the day. But the games that I saw, man, Jude Bellingham was extremely good. The Messi and these guys, they were expected to do well. The Mbappe and all of them guys, they were expected to do well. You understand? The Argentina keeper, Martinez, I am not a big fan of him, but he did extremely well also. But I would say the standout guy for me would be Jude Bellingham. Just brainstorm some guys you would throw in the ODI setup for the upcoming tour base of the concluded Super 50. All right. Alec Arthanes, I definitely want to see him getting a look in, not only in ODI but also in Test cricket. As we know, he started off well, getting 2 centuries, and then he basically faded away a little bit. I also like Imlak doesn't look too bad either. There are a couple of others that I would have posted about a couple of times, but there are quite a few players that didn't do too bad. The Casey Carty also looks good. Akeem Jordan, I think he's called, the youngster that played for the rising team. Couple of them. Sports to the bone, what changes will you make in the test squad, and who should get called up or drop? I think I have already covered that already. But if all of the guys are available that just played, I will go with them again. I would go with them again. If I'm going to call up anybody else, I would have to look at the spinning option. Gudikish Moti should get a look in. Moti should probably get a look in. Want a way to fix the top order, but I'm not going to just use the Australian tour to throw all of them away. And so I have to go and look. So Sachin says Johnson Charles, Kyle Mayers, Jason Ola, Kimo, Paul, Romario, Odin Smith, Obed McCoy, and Roman Simmons are the only players picked in the South Africa Premier League. All right. The pitches in Zimbabwe will be dry and will spin. Which spinners do you think we should take? As I said, they usually prepare spinning wickets over there. Raheem Cornwall would have shown that, or would have proven that he's pretty good at spinning the ball in overseas conditions. Not sure if they are going to give him a look in. Raheem is there though. Goody Kishmoti, as I said, can be one. Versame Permal, I don't know if he's usually excellent outside of the Caribbean, but we can probably give him a look also. Sports to the Bone, given we have the test series versus Zimbabwe, then how soon do you see CWR announcing the interim coach? That is a good question, Supernova. Let me say this. I don't know if they are going to announce a permanent coach and are they going to announce an interim coach to oversee the Zimbabwe tour and probably South Africa tour, then go with somebody permanent. But we are going to be playing Zimbabwe in January, so I don't foresee them going any longer than probably the last week. I don't even want to say the last week of December. Probably early next week or the latter part of next week. Because if you look at it, they need to give the supporters a chance to get to know the coach and to get an idea of what is happening. See a few press conference. The coach need to be in and around the team. I can tell you if that person was already in and around the team, something would leak out already. So whatever it is, they have to get it done. So I am hoping that by the end of today's Sunday. So by the end of this week into next week, we should hear something. Sports at the Bone, do you think that West Indies should qualify for 50 over World Cup even though they are number 8? No other team will catch them. Teams like Sri Lanka and South Africa are way down below us. I am almost certain that they are going to have to play to qualify for that. For me, Fernandez for Argentina. For me, Enzo Fernandez for Argentina was awesome. Yeah, he looked good. He looked good. Bruno Fernandes from Portugal also looked good, Yeah, man, Bruno Fernandes also looked good. West Indies women need 132 runs to beat England. All right, that's good. One up the chat. All right, read blessings. Special operations zone say good night, cricket lovers. Blessings. Open up the chat. Yeah, that will happen in due time. Banner and Blackwood should be dropped for Zimbabwe's South Africa tour, says Keith. All right. Bring Brandon King, he says. So what about our 4-day cricket? That will resume. Sports to the Bone, you one of my desire. Sports to the Bone, you one of my desire for the new coach. Whosoever. Sports to the Bone. Okay. One of my desire for the new coach, whosoever it is schedule a meeting with all the senior players and young players as well, the boards, if they remain and discuss serious the way. Yeah, that is definitely going to happen, man. They're definitely going to have meetings and all of that. In any case, Zimbabwe are not to be underestimated in red ball cricket. This means more time to focus and more time to play yourself in. Yeah, we're not going to underestimate them at all, especially in their condition where the ball will be spinning. Bring back Shell Shield, Tanti, Merle, Combined Islands at all, says Keith. All right. I think people are being harsh on Banner and Blackwood. We maybe have to look at their overall record. And what I am happy you are saying the Supernova, because when I say it, I hear that is because I am from Jamaica. And I am one of those who call out Blackwood a lot. And when I call him out in the sense that he outperforms most of the players in the team. Yes, but he's in the team as a pure batsman. So when he gives us a 50 here, a 40 there, and a 30 there, I am not satisfied with it, because as a specialist batsman, he needs to be scoring hundreds. You understand? But if you are going to look at what the other players bring, then he's outperforming them. But him outperforming mediocre or what we can call mediocre performance from other players doesn't necessarily mean we should accept what he is doing. If you understand what I mean. But when I point to these things, I hear that is because I am from Jamaica. So I just leave it. Alvarez, the city boy, did a great job for Argentina in the World Cup. Was a great partner to Messi. Yeah, he missed a couple of goals, yes, but he did his thing. I think Brandon King should start play Test cricket. Sports at the Bone, Hola feels against Zimbabwe. He shouldn't be picked for a tour, for a South Africa tour. Time to try some other all-rounders. Fear is fear, and I feel Zimbabwe will win the Test series. Sports to the Bone. All right, yeah. Jason Hola is getting to the stage where he's probably going to be challenged for his position. A couple of years ago, I couldn't imagine myself saying that there's another all-rounder in the region that will challenge Jason Hola, but he definitely needs to step it up. Sports one, I think King, McCoy, and Thomas are not perfect to play Test cricket, says Salman. All right. I don't see Jason playing that Zimbabwe tour. Plus, they're going to have the T20 league going on. So that man probably going to play that. Need refresh the squad at the ages. Who you think really fit to be the white ball captain? Seems CWI thinking hard. I personally think they're going to give Ravman Powell at this stage. I don't know who else is there to give, because they need somebody that can make the team without a fuss, and somebody that has leadership qualities. He would have proven that he has the leadership qualities. We just hope that if he gets it, his form, he stay true to form and will he stay true to form and will be able to make runs and things. King looks good for Test. He says this World Cup final was best ever seen, says Sheldon. It's the same thing Supernova was saying just now. Then do you think West Indies first class season, when do you think West Indies first class season will start, and how many rounds do you think we should have? I think I should be a minimum. It's not a matter of when I think it will start. There is an actual time when it will start. What I probably need to do is look that up and see if I can pass it on. But as of now, I don't really remember the exact date when it's going to start. Reefer shouldn't be in the team. Reefer shouldn't be in no team for the West Indies. Okay. King and Carty definitely are the two next batsmen I would love to see in Test cricket. Brooks deserve a hard drop. I agree in terms of King and Carty getting a look in. Oren Williams from Jamaica is a good talent, but he just cannot get it right in his cricket. But I think Javier Royal can go to Zimbabwe. I think he will do well. All right, so through the covers, this is the thing with Oren Williams now, and unlike most of the other cricketers that I talk about, I can give personal experience where Oren Williams is concerned, because I went to college with him, right? We went to GC Foster college together and played a little cricket together. All things considered, those guys were way more talented than I ever was, and very good and all of that. Now, this is the thing with him. He actually started off as a bowling all-rounder. When he was going to college and playing intercollegiate cricket, he started off as an all-rounder based on what I can recall. Well, in high school, he scored a whole lot of runs for, I think it was Inzud that he went to. He scored a lot of runs in high school cricket. Then in intercollege, he scored some runs, but he was mostly playing as a bowling all-rounder. And the latter part of college, getting into playing for, I think he plays for, I don't remember if it's St. Catherine he plays for. He started scoring a lot of runs. Then he got into the Jamaica setup, and started scoring some runs. But he's not as consistent as we would want him to be. So quite a few people in the region would not know who we are making reference of or to. If the next first class season doesn't start in mid-January and last at least 10 rounds, then CWI are shooting themselves in the foot. Supernova, you and I know that these guys, hopefully they will do that. Hopefully they will do that, because, you see, the thing is, if you play 4 or 5 games in a first class competition, that is nothing. That is preparing you to do nothing. That is preparing you to do nothing at all. So that is definitely something I am hoping they will improve. 4-day cricket need to play and another Super 50, he says. Okay. All right. Maybe you can hold a block right there. All right, let's continue. My only problem with Rav captain in ODI would be that if people are killing Polly for not scoring runs as captain, how will they treat Powell? His batting record needs significant improvement. And that is why I say if he's able to command a spot in the team without question, that is why I said that, if he's able to command a spot in the team without questions, then I am okay with it. But I don't really like the idea of a man that is playing as a specialist batsman that doesn't score runs often being captain, if you understand what I am saying. Blackwood needs to go. Tired to see him. No, man, says Patrick. All right. Let Jason Holler stay because the South Africa skipper Bavuma have been struggling for the longest while, and that is what I say now, because they do something else because our next team is doing something else doesn't necessarily mean that our team needs to do it. You understand? Because that doesn't necessarily mean that we need to do it. Sports Bone, I think there is a clash between the first class tournament and Zimbabwe and South Africa tour, and most of those players they are going to play the thing there. Hold on there. There is a clash between the first class tournament and Zimbabwe. Oh, okay, but no man. The thing is, once you are selected to play for West Indies, the first class tournament comes second. So once you are selected, it doesn't really matter, man. Any word on who the coach will be? No word at all. No word at all. I have no idea. Sports in the Bone, we need to stop making excuses for these players. You don't perform, you will get dropped. It's simple. We cannot continue to continue like this in 2023. Time for Carty or King to get a look in. Time, Mr. Sports in the Bone. All right, I hear you, boss. I hear you. We think our cricket bad at this stage. Look at first South Africa versus. Yeah, we spoke about that, Sheldon. But we're not going to look at that and say that boy, our cricket is not bad because South Africa got bowled out for 99 and the game was over in 2 days. Because that happened doesn't necessarily mean our cricket is not bad. You understand? Who you think will win the final test between Pakistan and England? I did a report on that earlier today, and I don't remember who is in the ascendancy, but England they definitely put in some work in. Let us put it that way. Arthanes, Carty, and Imlach deserves a look in by CWI coming 2023. Sports to the Bone, which captain is perfect? No, Cummins or Stokes? They play two different style of cricket, and they're at different stage in their not only in their captaincy but the teams. Pat Cummins is working with what I think is the best team in the world right now. With Steve Smith, Marnus, Kawaja, David Warner, Travis Head, Nathan Lyon, Carey, Hazelwood, Cummins. I think he's working with a better team than Ben Stokes, But so I don't know if I should compare them like that. But what I will say is that Ben Stokes is more on the front foot in terms of making decisions and making bold moves to make sure that he's taking the chance that his team probably needs to win a game. So I don't know if I should compare them like that, because if you look at the England team, they are actually a new team. Harry Brook just making his debut, Ollie Pope in and out of the team. Marco just coming from injury and these things. But Ben Stokes is more on the front foot in terms of being aggressive and thing. Also, one last thing, what's your honest thought on that Rossi interview? I already stated I think it was rubbish. He has no balance or flexibility for West Indies. I didn't remember to say this, guys, but we probably will go over the hour tonight. We will go over the hour tonight because I am on Christmas holiday, right? So usually, for those who are new, we would only go 1 hour for the Sunday evening live because I would usually have school the following day. But we are on Christmas break now, so I don't have school tomorrow. Basketball practice and all of that, but no school early. So we probably can go a little later and talk some more. So we can keep it going a little longer. You see, what I'm going to say is, if I should say what I think about that Rossi interview, I will probably lose my Jamaican citizenship. Let me say that. Let me just say, if I should say what I think about that, I will probably lose my citizenship. All I can say is foolishness that him going with. Any news on Hetty returning to the squad? Hetty! Who is Hetty? That man, Hetmeyer. Boy, I have never been so disappointed in my life, Amir. Man, I am such a big fan of the youngster, when he was coming through. And I won't even say that I was a big fan because the talent is still there. So I am still a fan of him. But the way in which his career is going, boy, I don't know at all. Remember BPL, South Africa T20 PSL and T20 league coming from January to February. Lot of cricket, man. Loads of cricket. Yeah, man. We're going to be covering most of those. Good night, sports. Tayshaun and Chanapal, Little Tiger showing some classic batting against Australia, pace attack, and like to have Moti Permal Cornwall in the test for the tour of Zimbabwe, says Roshan. All right, I hear you. Shetland, South Africa, and Australia would still destroy West Indies. West Indies need more attacking fast bowlers. West Indies women already one down after 4 balls in their innings. Oh my gosh. Boy, I don't know what's going on. South Africa bowling lineup is strong, but the batting is not. Yeah, Sports of the Bone, have you noticed that more of the West Indies batsmen are trying to sweep? I was especially impressed with Brathwaite sweeping Lion. Remember, they claim that they keep a lot of clinic to learn to bat spinning, but Brathwaite sweeping is I am not surprised. Brathwaite can actually bat. You know, I am not surprised with him doing that. He's one of the guys that is actually confident and comfortable. Shamar Brooks also, we know that he will try to sweep also. But generally speaking, even in the white ball format, I have seen a couple of the players trying to sweep. Since South Africa are bowled out for 99, you think they're worse like West Indies who were all out for 77? As I said, you know, it was a tough game of cricket. You know, it was a tough game. Scratch that. Sports of the Bone, 2 wickets down in the first over. Oh man, that's not good. The problem with West Indies, we don't play enough tests. We need to play like 10 a year instead of 6. I agree, we need to play more. Look at that. 104 viewers, only 24 likes. And come on, guys, we're going to pause right here. This is an in-between pause. Like up the live, like up the live. Like up the live, people. Like up the live, man. We're going to pause a little bit and I'm going to like up the live. Like up the live, like up the live. We're even going further than an hour to over an hour tonight. You know, so like up the live. Sports of the Bone, your channel takes so long to grow. I want to grow. I want it to grow fast. Well, the problem with that, Ken Roy, when you come and you don't really talk off emotions and just give the straight facts. Sometimes, you know, it don't really go down too well with people when you call it as it is. And you know, cricket is not really the favorite sport of a lot of people. So it is what it is. We just come and do videos still and move on. That is why I always say, you know, I have to make sure that I put my work in front of YouTube because I don't know what's going to happen. Sports of the Bone, if Darren Bravo speak for that South Africa tour, is there yeah or nay for you? For me, I wouldn't be against that move. Boy, I would prefer to see him. I would prefer to see them give him a chance against Zimbabwe to help us bat some spin. I don't know if I want to carry him. Well, at the end of the day, I don't even know who are going to carry to go and bat those pace bowling, those pace bowlers. At this stage, Bravo, I don't even know what to think of Bravo, yeah, man. I don't know. I am being honest. I don't know what to think of Bravo's career right now. Hearing about Hetmeyer breaks my heart. I try to forget he exists, to be honest. Woo! What's up, coach? Scott Films. What's up, coach? I'm here now. I'm trying to figure out which Scott Films this is. Which is this Coach Scott? Reed, big 2 for 2. I want to see us focus on some good bowlers. I think that's West Indies' biggest problem right now. I mean, going into Australia, I think we were saying the biggest problem was the batting. So we want pace bowlers, we want bowlers that are bowling quickly, but I still think the batting is a problem. West Indies have the weakest pace attack in test presently. Like up the show, and Hetmeyer needs to play cricket in England to fix his batting flaws, and West Indies cannot play spin to save their lives. But these guys don't want to fix their cricket. What do you mean? But they need to play cricket in England. They play cricket in England if they want to play red ball cricket. These guys don't business about red ball cricket. You come like you don't see what's going on. Hetmeyer last play test for West Indies 3 years ago. These guys, you look like you don't see what's happening. West Indies have the worst bowling attack, period. Is there any hope in the near future to see Hetty and Lewis back in West Indies colours? CWI management, that bad these players just rather not apart. I don't know if it's just the management that is bad. I think some of the players need their own way. trying to get their own way also. And CWI, as an international organization, they are trying to stand for something, or else they're going to fall for anything. You understand? But it's really sad to see these guys not in there. We need to just get some younger players, refresh the team. Lots of the key. But hold on. Lots of the key players are 32 plus. Remember, I know some of these guys were the first players that we were talking about 5 years ago. You know, Puran, Hetmeyer, O'Shane Thomas, Evan Lewis. All of these guys were slated to be the savior of West Indies cricket. You know, it's the same thing, my people. It's the same thing. As I oftentimes said, we are fans and we love the sport. We're not playing it for money. These guys are playing it for money. So once they break on the scene and people start flashing the cash in front of them, they are going to leave to play T20 cricket. And it might sound away, but that is the truth. Sports to the Bone, do you know that West Indies beat Zimbabwe 5 or 6 times? I'm not too sure if I understand the question. I still strongly believe Hetty is the best technical batsman in the region, but the sabotaging, he's sabotaging his career. I hear you. I hope West Indies Cricket Board reaches out to Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Zimbabwe, and play more 3-4 match series. Could do wonders. It's not necessary. It's not really them. It's ICC is a problem. It's not only the boards. ICC are a problem. Sadly, Hetty turned town. Turned down both contracts. Turned down both contracts. Ghana Cricket Board and West Indies for a reason. He doesn't want to deal with the hustle of playing for West Indies and rather take the easy way out, which I'm sad about. Yeah. West Indies red ball cricket only pay 250k retainers. India, England, and Australia pay 700k plus. All right, Sports to the Bone, Hetmeyer needs to sit down. Heard them say is the best West Indies start to do like England. Them say West Indies best start to do like England. Take outside players. Don't know. If Puran decline a central contract next year, I would be extremely worried for our white ball team. I'm not too sure if Puran is going to do that, you know. Puran probably not going to do that. Not saying I'm going to put it past him, you know, because some of the other players, we had no idea that they would have done that. But I'm not too sure if Puran will do that. But then again, if he goes on to have an extremely good year in the IPL this year and become a hot commodity, then probably he will. I don't know. It's a strong possibility that he will do something like that. But you know, some of these guys, they definitely need to show more love for the region. But as I said, peeps, you know, I definitely understand. They are doing it for a living, and they can't see eye to eye with CWI, and they are going to take the money. You know, I remember a couple of weeks ago I was explaining it this way, and I was told that, you know, it sounds as if I am one of them. I am a sellout. It's not all about money, but I'm just trying to explain it from where I think the players are seeing it, you know. I wonder when this World Cup review from the special panel will be completed. As Colin Kraft said, that is rubbish and more rubbish and waste of time. I don't know what they're going to review that they don't. The only thing good I can see coming from that is if Lara plans to be a part of West Indies again, and he wants to be a part of that review so he can give his opinion. But I can't foresee him turning down commentating money and coaching at the franchise level to come and deal with West Indies stress again. Some people go and say the love for West Indies cricket should allow him to do that. But then again, remember, this guy would have played the game for how much years and would have struggled and would have taken all of the bad mouth. Don't know if he's willing to do that again. I think Sports, who will be the next West Indies coaching staff at this moment, Lara, Shandopal, Hooper, Ambrose are overseas. As I said, it could be a case where Shandopal wants the job, but he already signed, you know, he already gave the US team his word that he will be there for their under-19 Women's World Cup campaign. So probably they are going to announce an interim coach and then he will get the job. This is just me thinking out loud. Currently Ambrose, as I said, probably definitely going to throw his hat in the ring. Carl Hooper doing some coaching over there in Australia. I think he now lives in Australia. I don't know if he's going to uproot his family for that, but let us see how it goes. What can West Indies do to restrict our players from playing every T20 and T10 tournament? As I said, when they come through at the under 19 level and making that transition, if we think they are good enough and we put them on contract at the same time, then you put a clause in their contract that say they have to play a certain amount of game for the team. But how long will that contract last? The problem is West Indies players, they are only placed on contract for 1 year. So even if you say put them on a contract that allows them to play, that say to them they have to play. If you give them a contract, they have to play for the West Indies. If you're playing, say for example, if you're playing 10 games for the year, they have to play probably 6 or 7 games out of the year. They probably sign it and say yes, but remember the contracts only last for 1 year. So even if you're tied on a player like that, if the player goes on to dominate when they make the debut for West Indies and play some games, they're probably not going to sign that contract again. So I don't know what it is that can happen. It's just the love for the game and for West Indies, and people don't seem to have that again. Sports to the Bone, what is your bowling attack against Zimbabwe? As I said, it's the same bowling attack if they are fit. Kemar Roach, Jaden Seals, Alzari Joseph, and I'm not too sure if I want Rastan Chase in. I'm going to go Goody Kishmoti or somebody else that can spin the ball. Shandapa, Sports Addiction says Shandapa is out of the coach option. Yeah, we would have covered that before. You know, probably gave the can't outrightly say he's out of it. Probably gave the US team his word that he's going to be there for the under-19 World Cup. So it could be a case where he say, all right, I am going to be with the under-19 team for the World Cup, and you guys can name an interim coach, someone to just run it for a little while, and then after the World Cup, I will break my contract and take over. This is just me thinking out, knowing Shandopal to be a noble person. You understand? Knowing Shandopal to be a noble person and thing. But you know, I don't know. Why are people here comparing the money in the Australia and England make for us? Of course, they make more retainers, but the teams like Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, South Africa, and New Zealand make the same as us. All right. Ken Roy says, Sports to the Bone, are they going to have a farewell game for Chris Gayle? Why, Ken Roy, you're a funny, you're a comedian. Chris Gayle got that farewell game in the last World Cup game that he played, in my opinion. You know, he was putting something together for himself and expected West Indies to go along with it. I don't know if it's still going to happen. Brandon King also ready for Test cricket call-up, says Special Operation Sounds. If it would be nice to see your channel grow, but you have a lovely YouTube community. We need to share your channel for more people to see here and give opinions. That's what I'm saying, you know. Most of the people that on my platform is the same people always coming back to the live, and I love and appreciate you guys. As I said, you know, I don't cover a lot of other stuff. It's mostly cricket. West Indies cricket, as you know, people like to win, and if we're not winning, people not going to really draw to the thing. Plus, we see a lot of people trying to cloning the way in which we do our work. So, you know, the information that we put out there is being put out there also, and the style in which we do it, it is going out there just the same. You know, since I started this channel in 2020 when the virus was out, you know, I have seen quite a few channels modeling the way in which I do business, the way in which I do YouTube, but I just, you know, pretend as if I don't see it and things. I just one of them things there. Sports in the Bone, I know this random, but when last have you heard anything regarding Jerome Taylor? He definitely should have played a lot more matches West Indies than he did in the end. So same with Sarwan. All right. So where Jerome Taylor is concerned now, Supernova. This is me reaching. I don't know. But Brian Lara is slated to play in St. Elizabeth in the new year. I think in January in a Legends League or a retirement league. I am thinking that Jerome Taylor will be there because Jerome Taylor, if he's still living in Jamaica, I don't know where he lives or anything. Jerome Taylor is from St. Elizabeth, And a couple of years ago, he was still playing some games down there in St. Elizabeth. So it might be, we might get a chance to see him there. But in terms of him playing some more game for West Indies, he was definitely talented. He was somebody that bowled with pace, could move the ball both ways. But in the latter part of his career, he started to go down with some injuries. He had knee problems, shoulder problems, and back problems, if I am not mistaken. And just when his career was taking off, I can clearly remember him scoring a century. I think it was against New Zealand, and he was hanging around and doing some work with the bat. So there was talk of him becoming a bowling all-rounder and thing like that. But, injuries really hampered the latter part of his career. Same thing with Sarwan. Sarwan, if I remember correctly, he was feeling a ball. I don't remember the game, and I'm almost certain he was trying to save a ball down at the boundary, and I don't remember if I dislocated his shoulder or what, but from that moment, he was never ever the same cricketer. And not to say age was getting on him, but not everybody remains in the peak conditions of their 20s when they are in their mid-30s, Ambrose, my choice for a coach. Larry Gomes, batting coach, says Keith. The issue with West Indies is not money. Because if you pay our players more money, they still won't improve. Pollard, Hetty, Evan, Pollard have been paid more than cricket has got worse and worse. It's not just money alone. These players that we see, they are not good enough. But in terms of the players not playing for us, is the money why they are running down the T20 league. All right. Ambrose, head coach. Brian Lara, batting coach. See again, we have 108 viewers and 38 likes. Come on, people, like up the live, man. I think sports like Gabriel Cottrell, Garden, Moti, Permal, Cornwall in test team against Zimbabwe. Sports in the Bone, Zimbabwe tour is mid-January or late January. I don't remember them giving an actual date. But I know it is in January. Sports say, come on, bro, you inspired a lot. Big up. Yeah, I am not worried about that sports addiction, because as I said, I see quite a few people working with the model that I work with. But we just come on YouTube to talk some sports and go through. We don't really worry about them things, Well, looks like South Africa don't manage more than 2 days of tests in Australia backyard. Does that make West Indies Australia series look a little better? Yeah, we were talking about that a little earlier. We need to think outside the box. Too much paper coaches. Oh man. Hey, I got a lot to say. Says Mr. Lover. Oh, you're trying to get in. Oh, I soon let you guys in, man. I just going to read some more comments. Because as I said, we're going a little longer than an hour tonight. So I'm going to spend some more time and read some more comment section. As we said, guys, as you come on, just like up the live. If you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. See the wonderful people saying that the channel is not growing as fast as how they want to see it grow based on the work that we are putting in. But as we say, guys, we call it as it is. We don't sugarcoat anything. When people come on and give their opinion, we willingly go back and forth in debate. But this platform is set up in such a way when people come on and they are disrespectful and start go down the line of being slanderous, we block them and delete them and things like that. But we welcome debate, but we welcome friendly and rivalry debates. You guys know I like to do my thing professional, right? So that is why, if you look at it now, maybe we have 100 or 200 people that are actually on the blacklist that we're probably subscribers, but we try to keep the thing professional because they never know in the future you never know what's going to happen with the channel in the future, if you get what I am saying. Good night, Sports in the Board. Not sure that only changing the coaches will help. We need schools of batting and bowling excellence across the region. Annual batting and bowling clinics at the kiddie cricket level. You are right, Carlos. You are definitely right. This is something that we have touched on several occasions. You are definitely right. Yeah, man. Him still live in St. Elizabeth. He will be in Junction on the 15th. See, Patrick seems to be someone from St. Elizabeth. That is what I am saying. He is from St. Elizabeth, so more than likely you will get a chance to see him playing in that league that Lara will be playing. Don't know if Darren Powell will be playing there. Darren Powell is big in politics in Jamaica these days, so he's from St. Elizabeth, so probably he will be there also. Quite a few guys, quite a few cricketers come from St. Elizabeth, you know. Well, he's not retired, but Derval Green, who plays for the Jamaica Scorpions, is from St. Elizabeth also. Quite a few of them. Do you prefer a coach from the region or one from maybe Australia? This is probably a trick question. It depends on the coach that you're going to get from Australia. The coach from the region, I'm not too sure who the coach from the region is that will have the experience. Coach coming from Australia doesn't necessarily mean he's going to produce a winning result. He might ask for certain things. If we get an overseas coach, I would be surprised if that coach go 2 years and don't walk away, leave the job because of certain things that will happen in our cricket. I want to hear you, co-host Sheldon, on what changes should be in the West Indies team. And Sports in the Bone, I am shocked you going back to those slow and effective medium pace bowlers. But remember, though, Kurt, before the Australia tour, you know, we were the same ones that were worshiping, well, not worshipping them, but we're saying that these guys were doing well. You understand? Sports in the Bone, do you think Virat Kohli still can pass Sachin Tendulkar record? Which one are the records? We need to improve the facilities and the pitches at all levels, more quality and regional cricket. Sports in the Bone, maybe try marketing in the big Facebook groups, although a lot of the posts there are ignorant. And that is the thing in a Supernova. I used to do that when I just started. But you guys will notice I don't really go on Facebook and somebody YouTube when West Indies playing and post about the channel. You understand? I used to market it like that. It's not that I am satisfied with the 11K that we're at, but I find that organic growth is sort of good. It might come slowly, but you get people that appreciate the game and appreciate cricket. You understand? Every now and again, I might make a post, you know, building up the thing. And the truth is that I don't get a chance to do a lot of videos like I used to do when I was teaching from home in 2020, 2021. Remember, I am now teaching full time and I am coaching basketball and baseball and all of them sort of things. So we're not really worried about what is going on. We're just doing some work, man. My playing 11 for Zimbabwe test includes Tej Narayan, Shandopar, Brathwaite, Hope, Arthanes, Carty, Holder, Da Silva, Imlap, Moti, Joseph, Roach, and Seals. All right? Yeah, man. Jerome Taylor still live in St. Elizabeth and he will play in January. Okay? Sports in the Bone, do you think that Brathwaite should be a better captain comparing to the likes of Richard and Lord? Oh, Jesus. It is good to get a little bit of joke sometime. I will say this. I was not around when Clive Lloyd and these guys were coaching. Were captaining the West Indies team. But what I will say is, Salman, is thanks for the laugh. That's all I will say. Thanks for the laugh, you know. But in all honesty still, maybe you're asking the question out of genuine things still. But no, definitely not. He's nowhere close to those guys. So let me answer the thing professionally. He's nowhere near close to those guys. Supernova. Good night, Sports to the Bone. This is Patrick Smith, brother. Okay. So Patrick and Powell Smith in the building, all right? Seals was bowling early 140s in the Under-19 World Cup. Now he is the low in the mid-130s. I don't know if he's been overworked or what. Yeah, bro. I feel organic is better for me personally. Is better. All right, Sports Addiction. Sports to the Bone. Which political party you like in Jamaica? What? No, you're going down a different road, man. We not work with them, sir. Well, no disrespect or anything, you know. That is a question, but we deal with sports on this platform. But in terms of that question, we don't really support them things there because them take people for idiot. And I like to think with my brain. And them type of people that you're talking about take Jamaican people for idiot. West Indies women choking a bit. 44 for 4 after 7.2 overs. I don't know if we should call it choking at all or they are just collapsing At the rate how they have been playing their cricket recently, I don't know if it's choking or they are just playing how they play. Sports to the bone, I want an overseas coach to stop the bias when a team and West Indies bowling attack only look good against weak teams. Let's be honest, West Indies oversells Mr. Sports to the bone. All right, boss, I hear you. Look like Ken Roy want you in trouble back home. It looks that way. I don't talk about them sort of things. I don't go down them sort of road. Mbappe to the world. Boy, Powell, it's really, as Supernova said earlier, it's really sad when a man score a hat-trick in a World Cup final and don't win the World Cup. But at the end of the day, I am happy that we won. To be fair, this team has no Shamela Connell or Stephanie, plus no Deandra Datin. And is Anisa Mohammed playing? I am almost certain that Anisa Mohammed took a break from cricket recently, and I am not sure if she's back in as yet. So, quite a few guys are missing, but it doesn't look good the way in which we are being beaten. And I was talking some cricket earlier with my father before I came on the live, and I was saying that probably Courtney Walsh going to come under pressure. But one of the things that I was saying is that they're probably going to take a look at it and say that he took over the team at a point where the team was, I don't want to say declining, but they were trying to get a new coach and get new players in. Deandra Datin just step away. Anisa Mohammed deciding to take a break, and Stephanie Taylor, as I said, in and out and things. So I don't know. Football win at the end of the day. Kudos to Messi, says Powell. All right. Sports to the bone. We need to have a coach that will help Seals and Phillips increase their pace. It was ridiculous to see these two bowlers bowling 130s. King, it's really sad when you have your pacers at international level bowling at that level. But I don't know how much they're going to do to help improve those guys. If there are certain things in their technique, that they're going to be able to tweak to help them to bowl faster. Sheldon says France only started to play in the 78th minute. And I don't want it to say, Sheldon, to let it sound like they purposefully did that. They were outplayed. The midfield, they were able to go nowhere close. Argentina's midfield. They were overrun by the midfield. They were totally every first ball, second ball, third ball, Argentina won in that midfield. You understand? They were just bamboozled, man. until they were able to do them things. Sports to the bone, bring on Sheldon. I want to hear his team against Zimbabwe and South Africa. All right, we are 1:17 minutes in. Once we are 1:20 minutes in, I am going to let people on so they can come and talk. I think Marlon and Mr. Lover they have been waiting. Sheldon, I think, will be coming. I don't know if he will be coming on, but if you want to come on, the link is in the description below. We are 1:18 minutes in, so in the next 2 minutes I will let them on. All right. West Indies women 46 for 5. When I say no paper coach, no paper coaches, I mean we need someone who understands the game properly. Any aggressive coach with a winning mindset. All right, I hear you. West Indies have only one gear and is back gear. Argentina defending was good. Yep. Not only that, they weren't put under a lot of pressure, man, because as I said, Argentina really stifled them in the midfield. What's your view on O'Shane Thomas' performance in the Lanka Premier League so far? I spoke about this earlier, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but the Lanka Premier League is the Lanka Premier League. When you're playing T10 and T20 cricket, if you're able to bowl 139, 140, you are going to take wickets, right? You are going to take wickets. But the thing is, in these leagues, you bowl 2 overs, then you get a long rest, then you come back and bowl 2 overs. So when people asking for him to come and play test cricket, that you need to put a spell together of 9, 10 overs, that is totally different. So it's good that he's working his way back to fitness, and it's good. but I am not ready to put him in any test team based on what I see people asking for. Sports in the Bone, we are 46 for 5. Haley gone. All right. Are those international commentators going to bash South Africa for being all out for under 100 like they did West Indies? West Indies were out for 77. I don't hear anybody bashing them as yet, so I don't know. I think we need one more very fast pacer, but not sure who's there. If the medium pacers keep a more consistent line and length, they should be more successful. Yeah, we need some more pacers coming through. We haven't seen much. We definitely need some more pacers coming through. All right, so we're 120 minutes in. We're probably going to go for another 10 minutes. So what I'm going to do, as per usual, I'm going to let the other persons on so they can have a say, and I'm going to continue to highlight the comments in the comment section so you guys can tell me what you have to say. All right. So we go into it. All right. I'm going to add these guys to the stream now so they can tell me what they are saying. All right, so Marlon is there, Jaden is there, and Mr. Lover is there. Mix Up Boss say, blessings, bro. Keep up the good work. Blessings, Mix Up Boss. Thanks for the support, my virgin. All right, so the comment section, the link is now open. You guys listened to me rambling for all of an hour and 20 minutes. 1 hour and 20 minutes of rambling from me. So it's no time for the likes of Marlon and Jaden and Mr. Lover to go ahead and tell me what they have to say. I think Mr. Lover was on first. He has been waiting the longest, so we're going to probably go Mr. Lover first, and then Marlon. I think he has been waiting after, so we're going to go Marlon second, and then Jaden came in after. So we're going to go Jaden next. And they said that the women 52 for 6. Oh boy. All right, Mr. Lover, what say you now, my brother?
Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, congrats to all the Argentina's fans.
Yeah, man. So we do it, you know.
Yes, I was rooting for Argentina. I watched the whole game. No. Listen. I said earlier, on the last slide, I'm looking for Morocco versus Argentina. If I don't get that, I'm backing Argentina. That's what I said.
Christ.
Anyhow.
All right. I have no problem giving another one a seat on the bus. Go on, Aaron.
Anyhow, I don't see most of the Czech players going to Zimbabwe. The white mark going to a franchise. But these are the people that I see coming in. I'm not sure if Brandon King will come in because he might get a white mark contract too.
Yeah, probably going to play in South Africa, maybe.
I see Casey Carney coming in. I see Akeem Jordan coming in as a bowling option. I see Yannick Karaya and Gurukesh Modi coming in. I still don't think that Jimbo play, but I think he should play.
So who they're going to carry as a spinner to Zimbabwe? The wicket is expected to spin more. I think they're going to stick with Chase. Moti. You said Moti.
Yeah, but Chase more than likely is going to go because of that 50.
But you see, that is my problem in the man. I know that is what the selector is probably going to do. You know, they're going to look and say, well, this man can give away a 50 down. What I need is my number 8 batsman who is a spinner to take 4 and 5 wickets. Then if you stop the foolishness, you can't win test match like that. You need to be able to take 20 wickets. So that's what I'm worried about. So you think they're going to chase again?
Yeah, he's definitely going.
All right. So what is going to happen to Banner Brooks? Banner Brooks and Blackwood will be there.
Brooks getting the drop. Banner, because of the concussion, he might come back in. Blackwood is staying unless they take away the vice captain and drop him.
Who are you going to get a vice captaincy? Azari? I don't know because I just looking at it, and no, I'm just being honest. You have to give somebody that is a mainstay. Obviously, Kemar Roach is a senior man in the team. Probably, maybe they would ask him to play the role for a year or two until they find someone else. But they're probably going to look to youth. So, say for example, Roach is out of it. Who if they drop Blackwood, who you think they're going to give that to now?
Okay, if I'm looking at it as a perspective right now, I think Joseph would be the front runner or Joshua De Silva. And Joshua De Silva is not in a good stance right now in terms of runs. And yeah, he looks a bit sloppy right now, but he and Joseph are the only two front runners to get that test team stuff, captaincy.
All right.
Otherwise,
I hear.
captaincy in the future.
All right, I hear you, but I think quite a few people they are not going to be happy to hear this. But I think what's his name? Jermaine Blackwood will continue as the vice captain. He's also going to play in Zimbabwe and he's also going to play in South Africa. I don't know, but that's what I think. All right, I hear you, Mr. Lover. I hear you. They will likely to play two spinners in Zimbabwe. Kyle Mayers, maybe. All right. All right, Mr. Lover. I'll soon get back to you. Yes, Marlon. What say you now?
Well, good night.
Yeah, man. Blessings.
I would not take the vice captaincy from Jermaine Blackwood.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
I think people are too quick to always call for Blackwood to be dropped. And he's one of those guys who never gets the leeway to fail. People are always on his back, and I think that is unfair. The man just scored a century in England, and he failed in Australia along with everybody else.
Yeah, exactly. We have short-term memory still, We have short-term memory.
Yes, we need to hop off Jermaine Blackwood's back, man. Stop that foolishness. And I'm not defending him because he's a Jamaican, but I realize, like, everybody, like, he's always one of the, if the entire team plays the Rocks, he's one of the first individuals who people call to be dropped. Like,
but if we look, you see, my thing is this, Marlon. My thing is this, if we look at the records, as I said earlier, I am not proud of his record because as a specialist batsman, you need to be scoring more centuries and more 50s. But if you look at the records, he's one of the guys that is usually giving you a 50 and a 40 and a 30. Not saying I'm proud of that and that is what I want, but generally speaking, outside of Brathwaite in the test team, Blackwood is usually the man that is doing a little thing. So, I definitely get where you're coming from.
Yes. Like, if there's any case to drop, Blackwood, you need to drop everybody else with the exception of, let's say, Brathwaite and Tej. If you want to make a case to drop Blackwood. So, and I'm not a fan of that. The other thing is, and I sent this message to you probably didn't get it. I want to see if people will call for South Africa to lose test.
Yeah, man, I saw it on Facebook. Probably didn't remember to reply.
Because
they're not going to do that, man. They're not going to do that. It's not West Indies.
Like everybody was saying, West Indies need to lose test status. West Indies is garbage, blah blah blah. And I'm there like, we had a poor tour, but let's put this into context. England fought for the last 2 to 3 Ashes, consistently goes to Australia and get embarrassed. And nobody calls for them to lose their status. Like,
but funny enough, Marlon, I was here making a report saying that the test was over in 3 days. Someone had to correct me here. The test was actually finished in 2 days. My goodness, man.
2 days.
Man. I enjoyed seeing Star Cummins and Nakia and Rabad and Ngidi and that pitch, but to see the test match finish in 2 days, it was really bad. We don't see anybody calling for that, as you said.
Nobody. So the hypocrisy is too much. No, let me say this. South Africa have a far superior bowling attack to us. And we're not in the same stratosphere. The only reason why they cannot keep up with Australia is because the batting is just poor.
The top order not batting.
The batting is not much better than us.
Yeah, the top order not batting.
So, but the fact that the match finished in 2 days and there is not even a conversation about them losing their status in the way we were, I feel it's just blatant hypocrisy.
Yeah, true.
That's aside.
Yeah.
we need to stop this experiment with Chase. I'm being honest. This thing about having the man, he could give us a 50 at the end. Like you, I don't care about that.
I don't like it at all, Marlon. As I said,
goes there and bat like Courtney Walsh.
Yeah.
If my spinner go there and bat like Courtney Walsh and he could bowl like Murley and all those, I will take him any day.
Exactly, but that is what the man is in the team for. That is what the man is in the team for. You need to take 20 wickets to win a test match, and you have a frontline spinner. And because he make a 50. But then if you stop the foolishness, man, then if you stop it, you understand?
And you know why I think we need to stop it right now, Lennox, is because Zimbabwe will not be as hard a test as Australia. No way. So Chase might actually look a little bit better. And now
probably will
begin to fool us. Because in Australia, the man was throwing up length balls outside the half stump, long hops, 3/4 ways. It was poor.
Yeah, it was really bad. It was definitely bad.
Give a specialist spinner a chance. Because I think Moti could give you the same 50s and cameos that Chase could give.
Of course, Moti will hang around. I mean, Moti is probably not as technically gifted and as pretty as Chase with bat in hand, because we know if Chase will hang around, he will look pretty if he's at the wicket. But I don't care about pretty. But as you said, he will hang around and make a 30 or a 40. But I need my spinner to be able to bowl. And the spinner should be on to contain and to take wickets. When the man bowling, the man giving away pure runs. You understand? So
the man cannot contain.
And that's the first thing as a spinner.
Team at one end, and you have Chase at the next end. It's a disaster. It is a disaster. So, listen, I think we should just skip this experiment. I don't care who. I will advocate for Moti, because what his name is, Hussein wouldn't come, and I'm not a fan of the Jimbo for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
So give somebody a chance, even Jimbo, in my opinion.
I think Moti should have gone to Australia, and I think Moti should be playing in Zimbabwe if so be the case. And probably, as I said, I have an issue with my keeper. If you're going to work with to set a field, if I want to set a field and I have my slip fielder and my attack and my wicket keeper, I don't want my wicket keeper to be chasing ball to the boundary. So I understand the thing with Cornwall and thing, but in terms of Chase, I don't know how he ended up in Australia, in all honesty. And they say 2020. They say what they say hindsight is 2020, but
2020 bias.
Yeah, I think he shouldn't have been there in the first place. You know.
Let me show you something, Lennox. I think Brathwaite is probably a more effective spinner than Chase.
Probably even Allen Kuma Banato.
Exactly. So listen, if we want to share the duties and not have a spinner, let Brathwaite and Bernard, we just cannot do that one anymore. So those are my two take-home points. I mean, yes.
All right, Marlon. Thanks for that. So Jaden is next, and then it's going to be Sheldon. But let me read this comment. It says, "Sports to the bone. Beer nonsense he's talking. This Zimbabwe series is the perfect opportunity to try new players. We all know the current crop going to do better job in Zimbabwe, but it's time for a change." What are you saying? But that's the same thing that he said. He said it's a possibility that Chase will go and do well in Zimbabwe and fool us, and he would take Cornwall or Moti. It's the same thing he was saying. I don't know if you're talking about the batting with Blackwood or whatever. You have to explain it some more. Type a next comment explaining it, and then I will let Marlon answer. Yes, Jaden, go ahead.
Nice sports to the bone.
Yeah, Jaden, blessings.
And Nkrumah Bonner, if he's fit, he should play for He should play against Zimbabwe, but not against South Africa. I want him in hospital again. Twice against South Africa and one against Australia. He should be stayed out. And plus, we have India this summer in 2023. So I want him in India or South Africa. He will get injured against Boomer, Shami, Sham, Insan Sharma, and Siraj. We have a fine people in attack. They even beat Australia Gaba with a kindergarten team. But the wrong thing is they could just keep playing Bonner against these hard pace bowling. Bonner has a weakness against the short ball. When Bravo had a problem with the short ball, he used to scream at them Australians, "Ball short ball to me." Our problem with we have a problem with top three China Paul. I'm really impressed with China Paul. He shows that he had his mentality against these kind of pace bowling attack. Even better than Bonham.
Yeah, he definitely looked good. He was pulling good and he was hooking good. Yeah, he looked good. I think you have the thing on, Jaden. We're hearing some feedback.
Yeah, but I did say France should have won that World Cup. I did calling Argentina chokers like New Zealand. I'm getting ready to laugh when they lose.
Oh man, France. The first 60 to 65 minutes they were outplayed. They didn't touch a ball in the midfield. Yeah, you're gonna have to start with the audio, Jaden, because if we're getting some feedback, we'll get back around to you. Yeah, you're gonna have to sort it out. All right, Sheldon is next, but before I go to Sheldon, let me answer this question from Rich Pool, and you guys can probably think about it also. Panel, and you can in the comment section, you guys can answer it also. In sports, there are levels. Is Messi the best you have seen? I answered this question earlier when I started. I am a Manchester United fan. Cristiano Ronaldo is a product of Manchester United. So people would expect me to have a bias, but in all that I have seen, Messi is the best to have kicked a football. I can't put it any simpler than that. Messi is the best that I have seen. And I am a United fan that I supported Ronaldo when he was coming through and all of that. But in terms of being able to dominate a game and being able to control a game, I have not seen anybody better than Messi. I didn't see Pele and Maradona and these guys. They said, who is the GOAT bowler according to the panel? Seen. Oh, who I have seen. All right. So I didn't see Michael Olin. I didn't see Joel Garner. I didn't see Andrew Roberts. I started understanding cricket based on my age when Ambrose and Walsh were playing. So, yeah, those are the guys that I saw. So my answer probably going to be different from the panel. Ambrose was good. Walsh was good. I don't know if you're talking West Indians are overall. But I know I might get stick for this. Curtly Ambrose is definitely up there. But this is tough, you know. This is a tough question. But Curtly Ambrose is there. Walsh is there, based on who I have seen. And outside of the Caribbean, Glenn McGrath was good. Brett Lee was good. If you're talking a spin, Shane Warne and Murley, obviously. Yeah, but I saw some actor. I think it's probably between Curtly and Glenn McGrath, probably. All right, Sheldon, what say you now? I think you're muted, Sheldon. We're not hearing you. Still not. All right, so your device is muting, unmute, mute, unmute, mute, unmute. Not sure what's happening. Try again. Yeah, Sheldon, go ahead.
Good night.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Gentlemen, right. A scrapping the team.
What do you mean by a scrapping the team, Sheldon?
A scrapping the team.
Yeah.
A keeping Chandra Paul and a keeping Brathwaite to bat on top. I'm moving the entire middle order with the exception of the vice captain. Right? And are given the
Hold on. Yeah. Yeah, continue, Sheldon.
Yeah. Are given the players who would have done well in the recent red ball and the recent white ball, people like Artenis and them, are giving them a chance to see what they could do in the longer version of the game. Right? So I might probably bat Artenis at 3, strangely. Right? Bat Artenis at 3. I also taken a look at Imlat. Right? I've taken a look at Imlat also.
Yeah.
Right. In the bowling department, I carrying a young spinner, probably Royal or somebody like that. Right?
Yeah.
For my fast bowlers, now Seals injured, so I resting Seals for the South Africa series. I also resting Roach. So, well, Holder ain't gonna play because I expecting I sending Alain go play white ball. I know him trying to represent West Indies and he head in the white ball. So he not there. Right? So the only people I have from the old team is Philip and Joseph. So
so they're going to jail by then? They're going to jail by then? Or are you just worried about giving them an opportunity to see what they have?
I'm bringing them in. All of them. The thing is, right? Everybody's supposed to be West Indians. So here's what. In the future, everybody in the West Indies got the same coaching manual. So that everybody will be playing the same type of cricket. Right?
You're saying that is how it should go.
Well, and this could be the start. We throw you in, so when we call you up, regardless of whether you're from Jamaica, Trinidad, Guyana, or whatsoever, you're coming ready.
So who will do this style of coaching though? Are the CWI going to be able to provide the elite coaching needed to send and send them out to the different region to get the players playing this style of cricket?
We don't need no elite coaching. What we need is the normal coaches. All right. Now down in Trinidad, we have Fulong coaching the Trinidad team, right? He is supposed to be coaching based on West Indian needs and so on. So therefore, with that type of coaching, when I send you forward to the team, then the coach at the highest level only talking tactics. And we don't take now a bowling coach to teach a man how to put a ball on a line and length. That's supposed to be at junior level.
Yeah, that I can understand.
Right. And so now, when men constantly failing, we say is Monty Desai fault because the batsmen not improving. The batsmen not improving because there are weak techniques. What can Monty Desai do for them in a preparation camp in a week when they spend 10 years developing bad techniques. I don't know if you're following me.
I hearing you. I hearing you.
So therefore, the thing is, all right, now over the last few years, we have been winning with surprise teams. All right, the team that went down Bangladesh and won. That was a B team. That was a B team. And that B team, some of those players became our A team. Based on
some
that,
of them moved on.
Bangladesh. And they're still around today. When we started off the year in T20, we didn't start off with our regular team. A lot of the regular team was a new brand team that became our team. So we seem to be doing better. We seem to be doing better with fresh players. So you know what?
So we need to always try and get fresh players.
Yeah.
Each tour.
Apparently, when men get comfortable and they tell themselves they're part of the team, they lose the hunger and they stop working hard. And they start to wear a set of gold chain and walk around in flip-flops and do a set of foolishness.
All right, Sheldon. All right, Sheldon. I hear you. Some strong points. All right, I'll get back to you.
Right.
All right. Richard said Malcolm Marshall. Yeah, I didn't see those guys, but in terms of who I have seen, it would definitely be probably with pace. It would be between Curtly Ambrose and Glenn McGrath, and the spin would be Shane Warne and Merle Theron. Those are the best that I have seen. Yeah. Back from the top again. What say you know, Mr. Lover? Anything else to say? Mr. Lover, run gone. Anything else to say, Marlon? All right, not hearing Marlon eating Sunday dinner. Jaden is still there. I wonder if Jaden started.
I didn't hear that.
Thought you were eating some Sunday dinner.
I didn't want you to call my name.
Yeah, man. I was saying if there's anything else you have to add, no. We go around the room already, so we look into here.
Well, I don't see the logic behind what Sheldon is saying about having a surprise team, because you pointed out. So what? Are you gonna have a new team for every tour? Like,
it sounds a little bit weird. I'm not sure how it would work though.
It's not sustainable. However, the idea that he's right in saying that you really cannot blame people like Monty Desai.
Yeah.
Fix these guys. Like, you see, in sports tax, if you don't learn what you need to learn at 15, you're not going to learn it at 25, because at 25 you need to be doing different things. Like, me and you cannot go there right now and become good batsmen or good bowlers.
Exactly.
The things we need to learn at 15, we didn't learn them. We didn't master them.
Exactly. And that is one of the reasons. That is one of the reasons why a lot of people don't move on to becoming professional sport athletes. Exactly.
Yes. That being said, I think Monty Desai needs to go, because he's not putting the guys in any way. But we have to be fair and sensible with our criticism when it comes to these things. I don't know if to say these guys are just not good enough, but for whatever, well, they're not good enough for that level. But for whatever reason, our batsmen are particularly struggling.
Yeah.
We hear a lot of things come up with not playing enough regional cricket, blah, blah, blah. But I'm wondering how much regional cricket used to be played back in the day, when we didn't have here play and travel with the frequency and the this and the that. And I genuinely don't know what is happening. Probably the cricket aficionados who know the game more than you and I can come up with these with an explanation. But I just
Plus,
don't know why we cannot use good batsmen anymore.
Is a lot of things changed. As I said, the players are not, they're probably not playing enough cricket at the youth level. As you know, they are not, probably has to do with coaching also, maybe. And I think we're taking our players, our regional. I don't know if our players they are taking too much to the white ball format, because the guys that came through with good technique over the last 5 years who we expect to be in the team and holding down solid positions, they are not there. And people like, we're talking about Hetmaya and Puran. When these guys were coming through, we saw them as people that would be holding it down. So those are a couple of talented players that would slot in the team and would be batting at probably 3 and 4 and would be performing. You understand? But they have decided to go the white ball route. So that is definitely affecting us. Even in ODI cricket, when they have all of 50 over to bat, and a man just start, but yesterday as they come to the wicket, they start clear the front foot. If they are batting on right, if they are right-handed if they are right-hand batsmen, you see they start clear the left foot before the bowler even come to the crease, looking to heave the ball, If they bat on left hand before the bowler even reach to the crease, they start clear the right foot, looking to swing. So, you know, the T20 cricket, it has, I don't want to blame it totally, but a couple of our guys that came through that were expecting to really come through for us, they have decided to go the white ball format, and that is one of the reasons why, you know, when I say white ball, the T20 format, and that is one of the reasons.
But here's the problem with even that line of argument. These guys are not doing good at white ball cricket.
Exactly.
They're not T20. They're not good T20 players.
Exactly.
So I don't see how you blame T20 because they're not good at that format either. Hetmaya's average is below 25 in T20. Puran is probably the same.
Yeah,
the batsmen outside of probably Evan Lewis is below 25.
They are not consistent. They are definitely not consistent.
We have the same problem in our cricket, full stop, of batsmen not being good. Like I don't know what else needs to be done. Probably they need to, ICC need to know do 210. T10 has to be competitive, because we gone from being able to play 20 overs to now not being able to play 20 overs.
Yeah, we're going to play T10 and T5. So,
yes, I think that's what the ICC have to do now for West Indies to be relevant anymore and to be competitive.
Yeah. All right. So
yeah, continue.
Yeah. We're not sure about the exact date. What I saw is that it's going to be in January, but more than likely by the end of this week into next week, we will get some information. Now, this is something that Marlon spoke about a couple months ago. And someone saying, I saw Jamaica because we have over half the population of the West Indies. This is something that Marlon said recently, that Jamaica this is something that Marlon said recently, that Jamaica, we definitely have to take some of the blame, because the amount of people we have living in Jamaica and we are not producing the amount of cricketers that we should be producing, being a part of the West Indies. You understand? So that, you know, I don't know. I don't want to throw it on Jamaica alone, because if you look around the Caribbean, we're probably not putting through as much talent as we should. But, you know, I definitely understand that. But cricket is, the last time I said that cricket is not even well loved or a big thing in school these days, I was told that I don't know what I'm talking about in Jamaica. You know, so I probably really don't know.
Relax. Anybody who thinks that school cricket in Jamaica, it has any following is an idiot. And I tell them that to their face. Listen, when we go out nowadays, people might not know it, but guys now are calling themselves Whisper on the football field.
Exactly.
In Jamaica. That young man name is now in the consciousness of other guys his age. Nobody knows anybody who plays Grey Shield or Headley Cup.
Exactly. And when people say things like this, Marlon, I don't even prolong it, because remember, it's just February this year, me leave Jamaica, and I was a coach there, and I was coaching cricket in school, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. People are joined to football in Jamaica now. Track and field, even basketball. You have more teams entering basketball competition in Jamaica than cricket. So people, I don't even follow these people.
Let me say this though.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
It's not only the money, Lennox, because contrary to popular belief, Jamaican cricketers were representing what they call it, Jamaica Scorpions and at the 40 level makes more money than the track athletes.
Exactly, and they make more money than the players in the Premier League, even in the Jamaica Premier League out there. Easy.
Yes, they make far more money. So it is, you see, cricket is just no longer a popular sport in the country because it is more profitable to be a Jamaica cricketer than it is to play in the JPL or to run for even Jamaica. But which one kids are running to? It's just not the cricket.
Plus, the marketing is not there also with the cricket. I think a couple months ago, when I was in Jamaica, the first video I did talking about this, I think CWI failed when we had the likes of Gale and Bravo and Pollard and Naren and these guys dominating and Russell. I think they failed as it relates to using these guys to do different advertisement and promotions. You understand? Get these guys on contracts. Get them going. I don't know if it's not only in the schools. Get them on the television. You're watching cricket. You see IPL. You see people like Dhoni and these guys in lot of commercial. You're watching the CPL. You're not seeing you hardly seeing our cricketers in there. So when we were at the height of our population popularity, we should have gotten these guys. CWI should have gotten these guys into contracts, getting them going into the schools, doing promotion, buying into the Bravo DJ, Bravo, whatever song that was. Buy into that, get these guys doing school tours, and them people are not really business. Them jacket and suit people, them not worried about it like that based on how I am seeing it. I don't know. All right, Marlon, let me go around again and hear. Mr. Lover, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man.
Okay. Now to continue from my other points that I wanted to speak about earlier. Chevron and Paul is not going to accept the West Indies coach for the next 3 years until his contract expires. I think it might be between Curtly Ambrose, Justin Langer, with the Australian guy name. What the guy from South Africa name again?
Oh, Moody?
No. The one that is with Brian Lauer in this this panel to review the World Cup.
Oh.
Him and Lauer, those are the only people I see right now unless Winston Benjamin throwing his hat.
So Lara going to walk away, leave all the money.
Not to put Mr. Lover, but if Justin Langer could not deal with Cricket Australia, you really think he's going to get along with West Indies?
I said it earlier that I would be surprised if these guys, if a guy like this take the offer, I would be surprised if he lasts over 2 years because he's going to walk away and leave them when they see the foolishness. And as I said, the development is not continuing. But I hear you, Mr. Lover. Mr. Lover saying he's probably one of those guys, or if Winston Benjamin throwing his hat. But the first thing they need to do is get the youths playing cricket again. Marlon, it seems as if you watch a lot of the Jamaica schoolboy. Let me even give you a perfect example. You know the youngster that play for JC named Tyreek Zeminiz? He actually just played.
Yes,
He made his debut for the Reggae Boys senior team last year, I think it was, or early this year. He was playing for Mount Pleasant, and he just won the Manning Cup with JC. Let me give you an example. You see, in 2015, when I left school and started teaching, my first job, and this is not to put my business out there or anything, but just to tie in with the argument that cricket is nowhere near popular or anything like that. You see, when I just left school and started teaching out there in Harborview, Zeminiz was in grade 6 at the school that I was teaching. And I went there and introduced cricket because all those guys know football in East Kingston. I went there and introduced cricket out there. at the school, St. Benedict's Primary, the school is called. Tariq Zemini's, who is one of the best footballers in Jamaica right now, who will be looking to go overseas. I introduced cricket out here, and that boy played cricket in grade 6, captained the grade 6 team, and we won the cricket competition. That was the kiddies cricket competition. We won that. We were crowned the Kingston champions, right? And he did 2 years in grade 6. I left that school. He did 2 years in grade 6. So in his second year, I left that school. And there came another coach who I know from college. And he was into football, and he continued the football program there. And Zemini's played and did extremely well. And that is how he got into JC, Jamaica College, because of football. And I remember seeing him in grade 7 at JC, and I was like, Zemini's, what happened? You couldn't go to Excelsior, one of them school, and play some cricket? Man said, no, football is the thing, and I can't wrong him. You understand? Look which part look where he take him. Just to show you that we have the athletes that are talented enough to play, but the sport is just not popular. People don't want to play the sport. You understand? I don't know.
Let me show you a tricky thing. About that. And you see these Jamaican guys who are good at playing football and cricket, they invariably go towards football. But the funny thing is, they never make it.
Very rarely they make it. Very rarely. Most of them end up in the in the MLS or the lower league below the MLS. Very rarely.
And tell you the honest truth, if they had chosen cricket, they would have gotten further even financially.
I can tell you this, Marlon. You probably would have seen that youngster playing, and as I said, he's probably not 8, probably close to 18 or maybe 18. Probably one of the best in the country, not only at his age group, but generally speaking. And if I tell people this all the time, that going into high school, that boy was a better cricketer than a footballer. But you know,
the weird thing, Lennox. I'm sure the weird thing is, invariably, the Caribbean will produce better cricketers for the world stage than they will footballers. I don't care what nobody wants to say. I watched Zemini's play in the under-20 championship this summer, and Zemini's look like boy among men.
Okay.
Within his age group. Okay. Caribbean contact of players. He wasn't that good. Let's be honest, he wasn't that good. He didn't look that good at football because we are just not that good at producing footballers. Let's be honest.
I tell you, Marlon, you see, but the people that can change it, they are not doing anything to change it. Because when you get people leaving sports college, right, and going into the schools, you're going to have people that love the cricket that are going to introduce it to different schools. And I tell you, if you go to a school and you get a youngster in grade 6 that is able to bat and can bowl and turn the ball 2 ways. That boy was turning the ball 2 ways in grade 6 when I was coaching there. Turning the ball, bowling half spin, turning the ball, bowling leg spin, turning the ball, and batting well. But the people that should be making sure that the cricket is continuing, they are not doing that. You understand? So it doesn't matter how much you try and introduce the cricket to the youngsters, they are going to lean towards the popular sport because the people that should be doing it, they are not doing what should be done. So, I don't know.
Hey, Lennox.
Yeah, Mr. Lover.
If we really serious about cricket right now, right, with this BS that they have going on, I think the best thing to do is when you reach to the secondary school or high school level, the top 2 teams from each country or the best team, or pick a perfect 11 out of all the teams from each country and let them play in an under 23 competition or under 20 competition.
What? You see, that is the problem, you know, Mr. Lover, because at under 23, that means 21, 22. I don't know. At that stage, you should be playing international cricket if you're going good.
Yeah, but the thing is, how are you gonna know if you don't pick them for the regional, as in set them aside? It's like how you have the West Indies Academy.
Oh,
have them apart like that.
So let me ask you a question. Are we going to give these guys contracts to play cricket throughout the year? After they move from the under 19 competition, remember they play the under 15 tournament, then they have the under 19 competition. So after the under 19 competition, are we still going to provide another competition?
We should. If we want to provide and continue cricket as in longevity, yes, it should.
But I don't know, because if playing at the under 19 level and you are not able to show to make it into the under 19, I'm not saying you won't eventually become a superstar, but I hear you about under 15 and see somebody saying under 15, 17, and we have under 19. Probably they need to revamp, to fix up the under 15, 17 competitions. But I hear you, Mr. Lopa. Hold on there. Jaden, you still there? I don't know if you fix your thing.
Yeah.
All right, what say you?
Casey Carty getting enough games like he should be getting. Brandon King is definitely an all-format player. The one player we have, Rutherford, he never looked like if Rutherford to getting a lot of games. That's the problem with CWI. A lot of players need to get a lot of games like they should be getting, but the only players who are getting games is Rutherford, Carty, and
Hold on, you're chipping in and out, Jaden. All right, not sure what's going on with Jaden at all.
Okay, let me say this before we move on.
Yeah.
The situation with Brandon King now, he should have been in the test squad since the COVID series. But the thing is, every time it's time for the test team to play, white ball come up. When you're first class, white ball come up. So you only get to play a limited amount of cricket, red ball cricket. And what they need to do now is to take the ball by its horn, like how they took it with Jaden Seals and Joshua De Silva, and throw him straight into the frying pan, like versus Zimbabwe before South Africa series. That's the only way Brandon King is going to get a test match, if they just throw him inside of the fire right away.
All right, Mr. Lover. We're going to hear what Sheldon have to say after. So exactly, Reed, this is what we always say, that we usually compete well at the under 19 level, but is the transition that is the problem. Is the transition that is the problem from under 19, because we have players that play against some of the best players that are dominating cricket now. Even the interview that I did the other day with Alec Arthanes, it's on the channel here. He was saying that at the under 19 level, he played against Shubman Gill, and it's yesterday or day before yesterday, Shubman Gill scored a century for India in Test cricket, and that man has been dominating. You understand? Not saying that we should be moving at the same level, because after the under 19, these guys play a lot of cricket in India, so I can understand. But we produce the talent to go up against these guys at the under 19 level. So the transition is a problem. Yeah, Sheldon, what say you?
Yeah, I see something very interesting going on right now. The Guyana and Trinidad and Tobago have a bilateral under 13 tournament.
Yeah.
Well, not tournament, but because it's Trinidad under 13 playing Guyana under 13. I want to monitor those guys to see 2 years, 3 years from now, when they reach like under 16, under 17, if they would improve significantly. Because I think that is where we need to start building our players from.
Exactly.
Because time they reach under 19 and we now trying to improve the technique, we're in trouble. Because by 19, Chandra Paul was already on the West Indies team. And Lara was right there. Right? These fellas and them was doing so well in schoolboy cricket that they could have played for the country and not giving them a chance to play for the country. Their skills demanded a play on the side.
Yeah.
Right? Because and Lara was batting against people like Malcolm Marshall and these guys from Barbados, Marshall, Ghana, from Barbados, and scoring runs. That is how they know he was ready. He scored 89 against the Barbados attack.
Yeah, which was a potent attack.
Yeah. And they say one time that he ready. Right? So we need to get our guys ready, probably from under 15. You see, between 15 and 19, men had to play all the cricket.
Yeah.
If they're good enough, by the time there's 19, they should be on the national side. If they're good enough.
Yeah.
Right?
19, that's a fair age.
So time 21, they're supposed to be on the fringe of the West Indies side. And by the time between 23 and 25, they're supposed to be able to dominate cricket at the regional level and be junior test players.
Well,
we have people now trying to make the test side and failing miserably at 23, 24 and coming back at 31, 32. Sometime 6, 7 years later, no coming back to make the side. And by the time they reach 31, 32, what can we do with them? It's not to say like we's Australia that a man start at, let me say, 28, 29 and
they would have had a lot of first class cricket that is almost as competitive as international cricket.
Right. Because like in Australia, in the present Australia side, if you play for 10 years, they consider that you had a good career.
Yeah.
But of course, they play in 5 test series and that sort of thing. So in that 10 years, you could play 80 tests. But when we play in 2 tests, in 10 years, you might play like 50 tests.
Yeah.
40, 45 tests. So it's a whole big difference.
All right, Sheldon. On point as usual, you know. Always full of informative. Yeah, go ahead.
You see, come to think of it, this interview you did with Athens has a good point in it, you know, because, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't want to say anything about that term. At one point in the interview, when he was talking about his exploits at under 19 cricket, it seemed to be that after he dominated the tournament, when he came back from there, he was like, "So what do I do now?" Like, there was a lull.
Like there wasn't much to do after. Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out, how is it that bad where somebody that talented does, like, there isn't a handler or somebody who knows to pick him up and say, "All right, now this is what we do." And you see, this is the fundamental thing about difference with football and cricket. Why boards have to take a particular interest in grooming talent, as opposed to, you see in football, a guy who stands out at any World Cup under 19, under 17, there are scouts all over the world looking to get a piece of action from him, and they're saying, "Hey, come, we will develop you into the player you want to be. Come, we have the best facility," and they are actively recruiting him. Cricket don't work like that. Those ideal contracts will come and those, but those things are not development.
Yeah, it take a little time. You need people from the region developing, and I don't know if you remember, Marlon, but this is something that I have been advocating. You know, that we get. Don't necessarily have to be legends of the game, but people in and around CWI that you appoint as mentors for some of the players. You identify 4 or so players. And you say, all right, these are the players that you said Not that they are more talented than anyone else, but you can see something special in them. And you get these guys you get people to monitor them to make sure that they are on track, their development. This is something that we have spoken about on the platform before, but as you said in the interview, the youngster was like, I have done this at this level. What is next? And he's not the only one. I think maybe 2 years ago we had a player that was excellent. And I don't even remember his name. Not the last World Cup, the one before, the Under-19 World Cup. There was another player. I think he was a bowler. He was. I don't even remember his name to show, and he was a standout player in the tournament.
But gentlemen, right now that is where club cricket is supposed to come in, right? These players are supposed to be star players for a particular club.
But that is a problem, Sheldon. We're not talking about Queen's Park Oval, We're not talking about Queen's Park Club, So not all of the players coming from different parts of the Caribbean going to have the luxury of being developed by a Queen's Park Club or the club where Hitmaya is from. You have some of these guys coming from smaller island. That's why I say they need to appoint mentors to some of these players.
Let me suggest something else.
Well, hold on. Hold on, Mr. Lover. Let Sheldon finish because I just wanted to push that in before he finished the point.
Yeah, but the thing is, right? What prevents a player from going elsewhere to take an opportunity? All right.
The opportunity would have to be. They would need to be an opportunity.
Right? Like for instance, Glenn McGrath and all of them would tell you that here's what, where we were from in Australia, we couldn't develop. So we had to move to the next part of Australia, stay by whoever, do whatever, to be able to access our opportunity.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're good enough, right, then you use family connections, you use club connections, you use whatever connections to get where you have to get.
Yeah, that is a fair point. That is definitely a fair point.
But not to cut him off, Dolinas, but you see the problem with that is that doesn't translate in the Caribbean. Let me tell you, one reason why I don't translate because we live in island nations.
Yeah.
Are you gonna pick up and move to Trinidad? Are you gonna pick up and move to Grenada if you like immigration?
Who's gonna stand the cost?
Like
Marlon.
Yes, the board has to take a more integral role in this.
Wait, Marlon. Let me pick you up on that. And it have people now from the other islands that go into school in Jamaica for athletic purposes.
Yeah, that is happening currently.
So why, if it happening for athletic purposes,
because that is their parents. That is their parents sending them to school. These guys finish under 19 level. They are big men. No time for them to work. Their parents not responsible for them.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Lover.
I'm of the view that we need to bring in another red ball tournament, as in after this first one finish in the early part of the year, have one in the latter part of the year too, or in the middle part, like during the summer or just after summer. Bring back something like the Shell Shield cricket.
I've seen a few people asking about that.
Anyhow, Mafagoso.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Lover. Thanks for passing through as usual.
And here we'll make it even better now, gentlemen. Now that we have a set of white ball leagues, right? Men who go on to our next country to work, to play cricket and otherwise, could get a little hustle in a little white ball league to help with the finances.
it sounds good, but picking up is not everybody going to pick up a contract. But I can understand what you are saying, though. I definitely can understand. And
No, remember, I talking about players who good enough. I ain't talking about a man who just feel that he want to play cricket and he going and try thing. I talking about class players.
All right, I hear you. I hear you, Shelan.
West Indies need players like youngsters, world-class batsmen. See Harry Brook, England. The man is literally in God mode from now the best in the.
That man just made his debut and has scored 3 centuries, I think, and a 50 already.
West Indies need somebody who could bat long, real long. Brook is in the testing because of Johnny Bairstow, who was literally in God mode this year. He got an opportunity to play Test cricket and he used it. When we say Yannis get opportunity to play cricket, they use the opportunity, make a name for themselves, and IPL is right next door for them for money.
Yeah, that is the thing. That is the thing. Once they come on the scene, I was saying it earlier, once some of these players come on the scene and they get a chance for West Indies, once they make a name, they're gone, they're not staying.
One of the main examples for this is Shofani Rutherford. Rutherford, I always want Rutherford in the team, but he's out. But when he gets selected, he's unfit. At least he's trying to get back fit into the team right now. Well, perfect as a finisher or to help Poran try to struck up the middle order.
That is what he's saying. He's saying that he wants to use the different leagues to get back in, but saying that it sounds as if he's trying to get back into T20 and probably ODI. Coming through, when he was coming through, I was definitely looking forward to seeing him playing some quality cricket for us. But as they always say, you can tell a man to do a thing, but you can't force a man. So you understand. But we're going to go around the room and hear final comments from each of you guys, so we can put a wrap on it for tonight. Yes, Jaden, what say you?
If Evan Lewis is still in the T20 side and ODI side, and he actually is fit to play all the games, I'm worried about Brandon King. I'm really worried about him. He been the main opener this year, been performing consistently in the top order against top teams like India, New Zealand, and England. If Lewis is fit, well, we should put him at 3.
I'm not too sure if Evan Lewis is in the good books of. I'm not too sure if we're going to see Evan Lewis playing for West Indies anytime soon. But this is my thing. If Evan Lewis is fit and ready to play, Evan Lewis is an opener for me. You understand? Brandon King would have said it out of his own mouth. He's a middle order batsman, but he's comfortable. He's comfortable batting anywhere in the top 6. You understand? But hold on, you're getting some feedback. Yeah, so Brandon King is a middle order batsman. He would have said that himself, but he's comfortable batting anywhere in the top 6. So if it is the case that Lewis is fit and is in the good books of West Indies, he opens for me every time.
What about Mayers?
What about Mayers?
Mayers hasn't been in the form of T20s and ODIs.
So he will have to open with him. Brandon King has said it himself that he prefers to bat in the middle order, so he will have to fight for the spot there. But this is just me saying this, it doesn't necessarily mean it has to go that way. If Evan Lewis is fit for me, if he is fit and he's playing cricket for West Indies, based on what I'm seeing, Evan Lewis seems as if he only wants to play right now in major tournament. But say for argument's sake, he's fit and he's in the good books of West Indies cricket. He opens for me all day. The man is the only batsman we have averaging 30 in the T20 team. And he averaged that opening. So he's opening for me.
But Brandon King did show that he could bat at number 3.
Well, one thing I know is that all 3 of them cannot open. And Kyle Mears has to open. Not Kyle Mears, Evan Lewis has to open for me. if he's there and good to go.
So Lewis is an automatic thing. He's an automatic choice, but who go in the fight between Mayers and King for opening
I don't
slot?
know enough. You see, this is my thing. Leading into the World Cup, I was one of them that was saying that Lewis should not have been in the World Cup. He should not have been there because he didn't show any level of fitness. He wasn't playing cricket regularly, and he didn't get a chance to do the fitness test and all of that. But generally speaking, Lewis is the best opener we have had since Chris Gayle in the T20. The only man in the team averaging 30, maybe 29 point something now. So he has to open. I don't know where the others going to fit in. All right, let me hear.
Kasi in the ODI team. What about Kati? Kati is informed in since the Super 50.
As I said,
And we
Carty,
have South Africa
Artanes, all of these guys, we want to see them coming through. But only a certain amount can play at a time.
We had I heard news that we playing Pakistan in January next year. So what can we do? We need, if we play at T20 earlier, we could see where these guys game at. So
yeah.
And Johnson Charles did do something in the T20 World Cup, so he will be in the Alka fight to on a spot back in the team.
Yeah, probably will be in the pecking order, but we will see. We will see. What say you now, Sheldon?
Well, we in for a rocky 2023 in cricket. But a rallying around the West Indies hard, right? No. We are not sure who is going to coach the team, but all the candidates so far, I don't think any of them any better than the former coach.
Well, they would have to show that. They will have to show.
Right? No, and our captain is already pushing back against future coaching. Well, not pushing back, but I guess he
only said that they need to understand the culture.
Yeah, well, what he telling them, in other words, is here's what. You know, they can't come here and try to be too harsh on nobody. Or they have to treat the players with kiddie gloves, or else they will rebel. And their fans will come at you hard and get you fired. Because that is the West Indian culture.
All right, I hear you. I hear you, Sheldon. Yeah, yes, Marlon. What say you now?
I am not sure where Ratcliffe was coming from, or the context in which he was talking about the culture and the coach needing to understand the culture. However, I would say that the culture is important if the team was a productive team. If you're taking over a winning team.
Change this culture. I want a winning culture.
We're going to win team, Lennox. You don't want to change the culture.
Yeah.
But if you're taking over a losing team and a perpetual losing team for decades, I mean, obviously the culture it has to go. So I'm not sure where it was coming from there. However, that might just be some foolishness in my opinion, because we've had a culture of losing. So if you're the captain, you don't want the man to change the culture of losing. I mean, where does that leave all of us as fans?
I mean, yeah.
No, you can rebut if you can say something.
I mean, in terms of Test cricket, we haven't done too bad. We haven't done a lot bad, but generally speaking, the culture needs to change to a winning culture, to one that is we are expecting to win all the time, to dominate. You understand? Obviously, whoever is coming in will look to continue the good work in the Test cricket and improve it. But as you said, things need to shake up, because we were doing okay in a couple of tests doesn't necessarily mean it's a culture that we want to keep. We want to win games. But we're going to leave it right here for this live, my viewers and subscribers. Once again, thank you guys for joining. Those who are on the link, Marlon and Jaden, Sheldon and Mr. Lover as usual. And for all those who are in the comment section, just want to say a shout out to you guys. Thank you all for keeping the support. And as per usual, If you have not yet subscribed and you listened to the platform this evening, you will have all the more reason to go ahead and subscribe. So we're going to leave it right there for now. Thanks again, guys, and enjoy the rest of the night and stay safe. All right. All right. Blessings.